The following table gives the distribution of students of two sections according to the marks obtained by them. So we have a particular class and we have two sections, and these are the marks. So the kids have written for 50-mark exam, and the marks distribution and the frequency is over here. Same for the section B. Represent the marks of the students of both the section on the same graph by two frequency polygon. From the two polygon, compare the performance of the two sections. First thing is we are looking at same graph, one thing, and we are looking at frequency polygon. So for frequency polygon, we have to have class mark. Since we are talking about same set of data, we can have a single class mark for both the sections. So the class is 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. This 20, 30, 40 and 50. And the class marks are, how do you find the class mark? The class marks is nothing but the average between upper class plus lower class divided by 2. Upper class plus the lower class of a class of the same class divided by 2. Basically the average between the values. This is 5, 15, 25, 35 and 45. And then you can write the frequency of section A and B. So this is section A and that's section B. This is 3, 9, 17, 12 and 9. This is 5, 19, 15, 10 and 1. Right? So I made a checklist so that you guys don't forget this. That is the class mark. And 2 extra ticks on the x-axis. We'll be doing this later. That is at the end actually. So this is all that is required for the graph. So let's do the graph now. For that we need a graph sheet. We have a graph sheet over here. Let's start with our x and y axis. So we are looking at 0 to 50. That is along the x-axis. So we have 0, we don't need a kink. And we have 0, 5. This is 15, 25, 35, 45 and 55. And one more extra. Okay, 55 was the extra. I'll explain why that we need extra and all of that. So till 55, 45 is what you have for your table, right? It depends on it depends on class mark. This you can forget. You have to look at the class mark. 5, 15, 25, 35 and 45 are the points and these are the marks. So I already have written the data on a sheet of paper, so I'll refer that and do this. And the frequency is maximum is 19. So we'll go with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 and 20. So that is the maximum. 19 is the maximum. So till 20 we need to write. And now we are looking at drawing the data. For section A, we have 5. For the class mark of 5, we have 3 kids. Then for 15, 9 people are there. 25, there are 17. 17 will come over here. 35, there are 12. 35, there are 12. 45, there is 9. 45, there is 9 people. Okay. See, one thing is, for a frequency polygon, it should look like a mountain. If I join all of this, will it look like a mountain? No, right? So to have this complete, we need 2 extra tick. One, plus 10 because the class width is over here is 10, 2 centimeter away, and 2 centimeter back. Yes, it is going to the negative, that's okay. So this is how we should draw it, this and this is over here. So this is for your section A. So we need to make a mental note that this is just to be considered as dotted line. Okay, so the one which actually counts as 0, this point, that's your point A, and B and C. So please see to that you make this as dotted line. So that's one thing. Okay, we need to consider -5 to draw, but main thing is we are looking at this point wherein the axis, y-axis is intersecting this line. That's where we have to start the line with solid line. Before that is dotted line. So this is your complete diagram. This is applicable for a scenario wherein you have negative values. If you get positive value, you just join all of that like this. But when you get negative value, see to that you do this. Right? And now let's look into section B. So we have, I'll use a different color. We have 5 people to begin with. Then we have 19. There are 19 people over here. Then 15 people over here. And then 10. And 45, just one kid. And 0. And 0. So here too we need to join. But remember, we need to make it a dotted line. Join this. Again, I can't do much about doing a dotted line over here. I can't do that. So I need to do this itself. And make this as So that will be your, this will be your answer. Right? So end of it, we need to talk about what is the graph about and so on and so forth. Labeling and everything. So let's do that now. So this is your marks. And this is your number of students. And what else do we have? Then we have scale. So for every centimeter along the x-axis, we have 5 marks, and for along the y-axis for every centimeter we have 2 students. And for me, the white line represents section A, and in my graph the yellow line represents section B. Okay, so this is something that we need to mention as well. What else? Title, if you guys feel like it. And this is your graph. So let's look into the simulated version of this. First I'll go over section A. So this is your graph. Let's see if it matches. You think it matches? I think it does. Okay, I'm looking at the second one. Right, we can see that it matches. If I kind of compress it, the height is same, right? Oh, 45 is not 9, is it? 45 is, okay, 9 itself. 45 is 9. That's okay. Then maybe because of this extra lines. Actually, this gap, right? This has made the difference, but yeah, it looks almost the same. Next, let's look into the second graph. I think that is your second graph. Yes. That's your second graph. Can you see that? It's similar, right? So that's how you can simulate. Actually, you can simulate in the same graph also, but I've not done it. It'll be too much of coding for you guys, so I just put it in a single one. I mean, one at a time. Right, two extra ticks on the x-axis. We have done that, and this is your answer. So always start. Actually, this is your answer. Always start off with finding the class mark. This is the formula for the class mark, and then it's just a matter of deciding on the scale. This is for every graph, right? Histogram doesn't matter whatever graph you go with. This has to be done for every graph. So this you guys have to get used to. This is very important, deciding on the scale and everything, and then writing down the scale and the what the axis represent, all of that, and title. You can get used to this also. And since we are plotting two things in the same graph, so we need to mention that as well. So this is your answer. Oh yeah, there's one more part to the answer. From the two polygons, compare performance of the two sections. So who performs better? Don't look at the peak. This is the marks. Highest is 45. So there are quite a few students in section A that have scored on the higher end. So we can tell section A performs better. I'm not going to write that answer, but that's the answer. So now you can pause and have a look at the answer.